News 6 Plus and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you so much for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. We are live here in beautiful, and I can't stress that enough, beautiful downtown Sanford. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
How about this weather?
Oh, my God, how about it?
It's incredible. I'm Justin Mormouth. We have hit the road, joining you live from Magnolia Square in the zip code 32771, right next to Hollerbox. Just a gorgeous night out here. And when News 6 insider guide Crystal Moyer gassed up her car, she expected to end up right here. But she discovered a detour.
A lot of alligators. I've seen owls, otters, snakes. What people might find here is peace and relaxation. Get away from the traffic.
It is so cool later, where you can find 1,600 acres of wildlife not far from a zoo and an urban jungle with local breweries. It is a fascinating story.
And Crystal learned 32771 is not just Sanford. It is nestled near Orlando Sanford International Airport, Lake Monroe as well, an area that is just chock full of history and preparing for major growth. There has been a ton of growth all throughout the Sanford area. I think the secret is out, no doubt about that. People want to be here, and you find out why when you just spend a little time here.
Honestly, when I learned we were hitting the road to Sanford, I just spent a few days just coming on the weekends and just walking around. I'm like, why don't I live here again?
That's right.
And I think I can't be alone because there's so many people who come and experience the same thing. And you've seen that growth happen here.
Absolutely.
A lot of growth. And I get it. We all get it. So before we hit the road, we asked you, what is so special in 32771 and what problems need our help to get results? And we heard from so many of you.
Yeah, we sure did. And I met someone who has lived here for decades, but their once quiet neighborhood is now pretty noisy. It has a noisy problem. This is one man's view from his backyard. Just look at how close that is to the brand new Wekiva Parkway. You'll notice no sound wall right there, or really any type of barrier to block the noise. Neighbors say adding one would totally get results.
These are 100-year-old great oaks that we have here that make for a unique experience.
Bill Wills showed us around his Seminole County neighborhood. It's fittingly called Tall Trees. And he's lived here since 1996.
It's small, it's 134 homes, we kind of all know each other. It's a very nice place to live, and that's what's really kept me here.
But one of his new neighbors is causing problems. The newly opened Wekiva Parkway.
That is so close to these homes. Yeah. That's what's so jarring is you had, before this was I would imagine for the folks who live in these two homes.
It's wide open.
Wide open.
One of those homeowners is Daryl Ely.
We lived in this section of Tall Trees since May of 1999.
Who said the noise is worse than he expected.
Trucks in the morning are extremely loud. Trucks late evening, extremely loud. Sometimes some of the trucks, when they're using their engine brakes, as I call them, I'm not sure what they actually are, it actually shakes the house.
I went over there to talk to construction workers while this was all being built to make sure that and he said to me, I didn't believe it would be this close. He was surprised it was this close to.
That's what he said?
Yep.
Wow.
Construction wrapped up on this section of the Wekiva Parkway in January. Since then, Wills and Ely have been pushing for solutions.
The only solution that I can see, I'm an ex-engineer, would be to have a sound wall, but the sound wall can't be just behind our property. It needs to be actually up close to the roadway.
You asked for some sort of noise canceling device.
Correct.
A sound barrier of some sort. What was the response when you asked that question?
Yeah, that's a good question. The density of our neighborhood, the number of homes per acre is too low to pay for sound barriers that would go along the expressway and basically reduce the noise level significantly. Although, if you go on 46, there's a sound wall in front of the RV park. And if you go over here by the apartment complex, the condos on the other side, they have a sound barrier as well. They just wouldn't build one here.
We've had FDOT here several times throughout the transition, taking all the trees out that used to be back there. Not much they're going to do, if anything.
I mean, you hear from them, they know exactly what they need, right? They need a sound wall.
Yeah.
I wanted to
It's
reach
pretty
out to,
obvious.
speaking of FDOT, the Florida Department of Transportation, I sent them a list of questions about the noise and whether they can offer any sort of solution to help out that situation. I mean, it stinks for the folks who live in tall trees. It's just awful. And after the story first aired, the agency's communication manager finally got back to me. Matthew Richardson told me, quote, a noise study was conducted for the Wekiva Parkway. Based on the criteria addressed in the study, it was determined that a noise barrier was not justified for the area of tall trees. Again, the density comes into play here. Now, the statement went on to say that, quote, after meeting with residents, it was brought to our attention that the large trucks slowing down as they approach the nearby toll gantry produce the loudest sounds. That's also what those folks told me. FDOT is looking at installing no Jake brake or no engine brake signs along the parkway near the tall trees community to discourage truckers from using the air brake device that can cause a loud noise. So they're working on this. They're also looking into providing some sort of landscaping, maybe some trees to offer at least a visual buffer.
I mean, it's already called tall trees, not big honking highways,
True,
right?
true.
It's not what they signed up for.
It's not what they signed up there for. When they moved there, Wekiva Parkway was not even on the radar of anyone, right? I mean, that was 1996 and 1999. So this is something that, as the area has grown, unfortunately, as they picked a way for this parkway to be built, it went right through that gentleman's backyard, and it's going to impact someone, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like a sound wall is coming, but we'll continue to follow this and see what happens and see if it improves in some way with these other solutions that FDOT's trying to do.
Yeah, hopefully they'll have a change of heart and those neighbors in that community will get some sound relief. All right, if you are just joining us, thank you. We are in Magnolia Square outside of Hollerbox German Restaurant. We are highlighting the 32771 zip code. We sent our drone up to get sort of a different perspective for you. There's Hollerbox. I can tell you, like, if you were inside there, you would have a belly full of good tasting food right now.
They also have us on inside Hollerbox.
Oh, do
they have Channel 6 on, so hopefully a lot of people do. But, yeah, they're streaming it live, as everyone at home is as well.
As they should, as they should.
But it's been just such an outstanding day, and to meet the community as well is just such a pleasure. And to hear from them directly is great. This is why we're doing it.
It has been so nice. We appreciate all of you for coming out. So keeping people safe in zip code 32771. It is a challenge. The population has basically doubled in the past 2 decades.
Yeah, it's booming with growth. And as the population grows, so does the need for more firefighters, paramedics, police, and deputies, right? So right now, a new fire station is being built just west of I-4 near Heathrow, close to the intersection of Orange Boulevard and First Street. A News 6 viewer had questions about the new fire station, so investigator Mike DeForest hit the road to get answers.
Actually seeing that it's coming up is great. It's going to be good for our community.
Jeff Atchison has lived in the 32771 zip code for nearly a decade. In that time, he's witnessed new homes get built and large apartment buildings pop up. As a former volunteer firefighter, Atchison knows the first responders who currently serve this area are being stretched to the limits.
I appreciate it. I understand the strains and the struggles of the 24 hours on, 48 off.
That's why Atchison is eager for the opening of this brand new fire station that's being constructed just a few blocks from his home. Here's what Station 39 will look like when it's finished this coming fall.
This is the largest station that we have.
To learn more about it, I caught up with Seminole County Fire Chief Matt Kinley.
It's very exciting. This is a state-of-the-art station. For our crews, it's really providing them the facilities, because this is their home 1 out of every 3 days. And this really is providing them the facilities to not only be comfortable, but respond quickly.
Kinley began his career in Seminole County more than 2 decades ago, coincidentally working as a firefighter and paramedic at Station 34, located about 2 miles from the construction site, which currently serves this area.
Station 34, just in the past decade, their call load has increased 53%.
53%. Besides Station 34, 2 other fire stations service the northwest corner of Seminole County. When the new fire station opens, it will relieve the call volume from those other locations. County officials say it will also improve response times by more than a minute in most of the service area and a little more than 2 minutes in some places. The new fire station will have a 100 feet tall aerial tower truck capable of reaching tall apartment buildings and will be home to about 30 first responders who are now being hired and trained. Atchison likes what he sees.
I'm impressed. I really appreciate you looking into this story for me.
Now, Atchison says that he has been told by his homeowner's insurance company that his premiums will drop at least slightly when that new fire station opens later this fall. Now, that may not be true for everyone, but that is one potential benefit of living closer to a fire station.
I had no idea.
I didn't
lower
either. I'm
insurance
like,
rates.
am I the only person who didn't know if you live closer to a fire? I mean, I may have
Well,
chosen.
because if they're like across the street and your house
Yes.
catches on fire,
It's
they
like,
get
they
over
don't
there
even have
like
to leave
really,
the
really
station.
quick.
Oh my gosh.
And your insurance
That's
company likes
great.
that.
It's also a little bit of a payment for living so close to a fire station and the sirens that go off.
Oh,
I
that's
imagine,
true too. That's true too.
Yeah.
So he thanked you for coming out and looking into this, right? So when you heard from him, what did you think?
Well, it was just interesting to hear from one of our viewers who lives near that. He had heard about the fire station, lives close to it, but didn't realize, because it's around the corner, not somewhere he drives by, that it was already coming up.
It is kind of tucked in there, isn't it?
And being a former volunteer firefighter, he was interested in this. He was very familiar with the hard work that current station does over there. He says he brought him pizza sometimes. He said they, as a homeowners association, had to fight to help get them some equipment to deal with the taller apartment buildings that are going up in that area. And so he knew that the stress that older station was under, and is just relieved to see this one will hopefully relieve the area as well.
I love that. When we say that we will answer your emails and come out and see what you're talking about, that's a classic example of that. So great job.
And I loved it because I wouldn't have probably done a story about a newly built fire station, but because of his prompting to look into this, it was fun. It's something you don't usually think about.
And that's why we're hitting the road.
With this growth comes the need for putting out fires.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Right, DeForest, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Mike. Well, if you're just now joining us, WKMG has hit the road to Sanford. Of course, we're broadcasting live from Magnolia Square. An absolutely beautiful night, and just down the way, the beautiful waterfront of Lake Monroe.
It is so gorgeous there. So what else makes this area so very special? News 6 Insider Guide and morning anchor Crystal Moyer takes us on a tour of some of those hidden gems.
Let's take a drive to the 32771. That's Sanford. Starting on the western end, I visited Black Bear Wilderness Area. This 1,600 acres of wetlands houses a variety of vegetation and wildlife.
A lot of alligators. I've seen owls, otters, snakes.
It's a popular spot for locals and visitors to explore. The Black Bear Wilderness Trail is a 7.1-mile loop along the St. Johns River, and while some of it is paved or maybe a boardwalk, it is a remote trail. So if you need a little bit of help, pay attention to these arrows and safety markers that will guide you.
What people might find here is peace and relaxation. Get away from the traffic. Get outdoors.
Our next stop, the Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens, where you can see hundreds of animals, including a rhino, monkeys, and its newest baby, the blue duiker.
The animals aren't the only attraction here at the Central Florida Zoo Botanical Gardens. You can get a ride on the train.
Back on the road to the Seminole Town Center, where Elevate Fun brings new life into the mall. The old Sears converted into a 2-story adventure park with games, go-karts, and virtual reality experiences. Now we head downtown with historic buildings and unique landmarks.
We've got the beautiful First Street that has the old community feel.
Sanford Tours and Experiences guides telling me the area was a filmmaker's destination for movies like My Girl, filmed here in the 90s.
They were looking for old historic homes. This is the world famous My Girl house.
The downtown area is also a hot spot for breweries and bars like Hollerbox and Sanford Brewing.
It's just a perfect environment for anything that has a local flair. It's walkable, it's got a great community.
Mr. Imagination's memory wall will capture the attention of anyone walking by using concrete and items donated by locals.
This was a sprinkler from the last orange grove here in Seminole County. There's a Jackie Robinson pin right here. We have a lot of groups that do use this for a scavenger hunt, but for me it's truly a memento of the community because almost all of these things meant something to someone.
A lot of action in Sanford with a small town feel. Let me know what you like to do in Sanford by heading to clickorlando.com/insider. In Sanford, Crystal Moyer, Getting Results, News 6.
The answer to that question, Crystal, is everything.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. I mean, just something for everyone here.
It really is. It's so nice. And I love the nature part of her story. It's just fantastic. Yeah. One of the absolute highlights of hitting the road, of course, is getting to know you.
Yeah, when you don't see us on TV.
Oh my gosh, we are glad-handing.
We're talking. We're talking. I got to meet two Sanfordites. Carlos Merlino, he's lived here for 35 years, former athletic director at Seminole High School, and Andre Esdol raised 6 boys here. What do you love about Sanford?
Well, the small knit town. They always have things organized down here. They have parades, they have car shows, they have concerts. I mean, I don't think there's too many places around that will be like this.
How long have you lived in Sanford?
Since 1971.
That's a long time.
Yes.
You've seen this area grow and grow and grow.
Yes.
What makes Sanford such a special place to live?
It's wonderful. The people are wonderful. I love it here.
What makes you optimistic for the future of the city?
More growth? Yes.
Do you like the growth?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Why?
It's great. Just because.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be.
What do you think about us coming here to Sanford, going live and focusing on this community?
That's absolutely amazing. There's not many news stations that would do that. And that just shows you how caring Channel 6 is. Always getting results, that's for sure.
Fantastic place. Really is.
And you didn't want to miss this, huh? You had to come out?
No, I had to come see everybody. I saw Lisa Bell, Tom Sorrells. I saw everybody except Matt and Ginger. I'm searching for them.
Justin Wormuth?
I saw Justin too.
Now, funny enough, Audrey just came up.
Right before we went to that sound.
She had one more person to meet.
And we took a selfie.
I mean, I said, we're about to show her here on TV. That is so great. I'm so glad that she had her final person.
Oh, my God.
Hilarious.
It sounded like you gave those people promo lines to read.
I didn't pay them.
No, nothing.
I was curious how people feel about us coming to a community and focusing a lot of our coverage on a specific zip code, and you hear the reaction, and people love it. They truly do. They love to have the spotlight shown on them, and they love to hear or feel like they are heard about their concerns, because we will, as Mike DeForest has done, as so many stories have been told, we really do react to these, and we go and tell the stories.
But isn't that all people want? They want to be heard, and they want to feel like they're seen.
Yeah.
And we see you, Sanford.
We do.
We see you.
We love it, too. And we really could not have asked for a more beautiful afternoon to broadcast live from downtown Sanford. It's perfect.
Yeah. Somebody else we see, Tom Sorrells. Tom, this was a great day today.
Oh, it's been wonderful, and we lucked out, gang. I'm telling you, by this time tomorrow, I wouldn't be here. And I don't think you'd be here. I think we would have had to cancel. It's going to be pretty rough tomorrow afternoon.
Wow.
I'll be right back to pinpoint what's going on with the weather and take you all the way through the upcoming weekend in minutes.
This is all you know.
Right.
And what I knew is totally different from what my grandparents knew. Think about my grandfather in 1910. All of those shops and everything don't exist anymore.
Oh, I know that bass voice. We didn't have to look very far to find someone to ask about the history of Sanford. A man whose family has lived here for 4 generations is also a part of our News 6 family. Director Bob Myers shares his perspective next.
You're watching News 6 at 6:30. We are live on News 6 Plus, coming to you live from downtown Sanford. We're getting results in Goldsboro, Rio Pinar, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to News 6 at 6:30, coming to you live from Magnolia Square in the heart of downtown Sanford. Historic downtown Sanford, just a wonderful place on any given day, but especially today. As we hit the road to the 32771 zip code.
We are in the heart of downtown Sanford, but this is also a place that has a lot of heart,
Sure
and that
does.
is what we are finding out today. Just meeting every one of you individually has been just the highlight of my day. So fantastic. So this year we are committed to getting out into our local communities like we're doing today, getting to know what makes each one so special. To do that, we are hitting the road one zip code at a time, but moving all of our newscast out of the studio takes a ton of work. So here's a time-lapse video showing our hardworking WKMG production department making it happen over just a number of hours. I'm so happy that we're highlighting these guys because these are the guys you don't see, but man, you wouldn't see us unless they were doing this.
It's cliche to say that this wouldn't happen without them, right? But it's not a cliche if it's true. And
That is a fact.
To have our vantage point where we're looking this way, Bob Kotek, Bob Myers right here, the amount of work that's going into this
We have
is
like
just
about
incredible.
75 years of experience. I exaggerate.
And we have about 75,000 cords running from each camera all throughout. So it's an incredibly hard task that they are just seamlessly putting on.
Thanks for making us look good, guys.
I mentioned him. One key member of the talented production team here at News 6 is director Bob Myers. He has been working at WKMG for nearly 40 years, trying to make us all look good on TV, and he does a great job at that. It's very difficult to do so. He's also very connected to the city of Sanford.
He's sitting over there laughing when you said trying to make us all look good. His family has lived here for 4 generations. So
There we go.
Bob gave our Hits the Road producer, Tiffany Brown, a quick history lesson.
When people come out to Sanford, they know there's a lot of delicious restaurants to choose from and some really cool shops too. But what you may not know is Sanford also has a very rich history. And who better to tell us about how the city has changed over the last several decades than a 4th generation Sanfordite. We've got WKMG director Bob Myers in the car with us today to ride around the town and tell us what it was like growing up here. What is this?
In my time, it was the Chamber of Commerce building, but it was originally built as the USO. The Navy came here in '42, and on and off, and they really were here throughout the 50s, and that's where my mom and dad met.
Your parents met here, but that's not really where it started. Your family came here, not your mom, not your grandma, but your great-grandma.
Right, they were Swedes. The Swedish, they were part of the Swedish settlers that came over to work the groves. General Sanford brought them over to work the groves in the area in the 1870s.
You know, we actually learned a little bit about the Swedes coming to Sanford when we were talking to the lady who helps run the Sanford Museum.
Go that way.
This is one of the things that brought me to Sanford.
Right, the marina?
The waterway, it's just beautiful in this marina as well.
This is the St. John's, and of course this was the navigable part of the river from Jacksonville to right here. All the produce, citrus, and everything that used to be loaded out of here, you know, there would be rail lines and dock lines out into the river. Go this way for a second. So, as you can see, this is the famous Sanford clock. Of course, where we're at, Magnolia Square, I mean, Magnolia, this was a road. I mean, you came here and you turned left or right.
This is a street?
Yeah, yeah.
Clearly the fountain wasn't here.
No, it wasn't. And you came right here to a lot of the shops that have been so many different things. The only other place was to go way out, like down to Winter Park.
So this was it?
Yeah.
My experience with it in the last 7, 8, 10 years has been completely different than your experience
Exactly.
with it.
This is all you know.
Right.
And what I knew is totally different from what my grandparents knew. Think about my grandfather in 1910 at 18 years old, being down here. Well, all of those shops and everything don't exist anymore. But it's nice to see that people come down here, you know, for the restaurants and for the little shops as it evolves, as people try and do new things.
Oh, and they're definitely doing a lot of new things.
There he
is. There he is. Bob.
You're the man.
We love you, Bob.
We love
Thanks
you.
for your history lesson. Seriously.
And I love the video or the archive pictures
Yeah.
of this because these structures are the same.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's different, but the bones are still here from back then.
Yeah, it's, when you have good bones, you don't need anything else,
It's
right?
true.
And so we're sitting right in front of one of the places, and Bob's like, oh, yeah, this used to be the lumber store where my grandfather worked here. It's like so great that history is still here. He can walk into a place where his grandfather used to walk around.
It's incredible.
That is amazing to me. I love that.
And as the community grows, you got to keep places like this intact.
Yeah.
You got to keep the charm. This is why people want to live in a place like this. You have such charm and character all throughout, and the history lessons that you can learn by just walking around.
Nobody wants a big old high rise.
No,
here. No,
no.
we just don't. No, we don't want it. Okay, so we are out asking our viewers what makes 32771 a great place. Kairos is a nonprofit that gets results for people of all ages who have disabilities.
Yeah, Mike DeMarie with Kairos told News 6 executive producer Tara Evans what makes Sanford so special.
Sanford is unique in that it helps people with disabilities, homeless. The Picnic Project is at the Methodist Church where we're at, and they feed thousands of homeless people. We raise money to help them too. And Sanford's just a group that really loves to help people that in need.
And one more question. What do you think about News 6 being out here today?
I love it. I love it. This is great, seeing something like this, because you don't see this very often. So, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, let's go see what's going on.
Let's see.
It surprises a lot of people when they see what it takes to put on a newscast. And I love hearing the perspective because we get to do it every day, and it, you kind of take it for granted on what
Honestly,
happens. But
there's a family who just moved here. They're from Jamaica. They were asking me how can they get jobs at News 6, and I was like, I'm not
Come
the
on
one.
down.
I'm not the one, but it just really says a lot about the fact that they want to work with us because we're all like family. Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles joins us now. Tom, can you blame him?
Well, no, man. I got a couple of offended dudes over here. You're calling out everybody on the crew except for Ivan and Chris Snyder. Paul Chris is here with me too.
Well,
And you
they're
guys
not
are
in
like-
our purview,
and they're like-
Tom.
okay, we're
We
the
said
forgotten
everyone.
team over
Come
here in the
on,
corner.
guys.
No,
We're a
no,
team.
You didn't call
We're
out
all a
Ivan and
team.
Chris. I told him I'd give him
And
a
we're not
shout
going
out.
to.
That's
Ivan
your
and
job,
Chris.
Tom. That's your job.
Much love. All right, let me take off and do the weather now because there's something we got to talk about. We really need to talk about tomorrow. I hear you, brother. Let them roar. Hey, take a look at live weather radar right now in Central Florida. We have it made. I mean, we have it made compared to where we're going. There's live weather radar right now. You see the activity is not here yet, but there she blows from Dallas to Mobile, encroaching upon Atlanta right now. That cold front's going to sweep right across the Gulf and come right into your backyard tomorrow evening. Right now, we're great. Temperatures have been awesome all day. Right now in downtown Orlando on the Light Orlando, delivering Hope camera, it's 80. Wind is from the east at 17. Relative humidity 60%. Into the evening hours, these temperatures are going to hold up pretty well. Slow to drop with the wind support coming in from the east-southeast. It's 82 in Kissimmee, and we've dropped to 79 in Sanford. Heading into the evening hours, as the temperatures drop, they're going to be slow to drop because of this kind of wind. 23 mile per hour wind right now in Melbourne, 22 in Sanford, and 21 in New Smyrna Beach. Wind tomorrow promises to be even stiffer. We have a wind advisory in effect for tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Let me show you how we get there. Modeling has been showing a touch of light rain possible with gliding sea breezes, but none of that really developed. I think we stay dry tonight. It's tomorrow I am worried about. Here comes the frontal boundary at 9 a.m. into the Big Bend. As we go to about lunchtime, you see the rain from Gainesville to Ocala to the Villages. This model run appears to have slowed down a little bit from earlier. Now the rain gets into the metro around 4 p.m. from Palm Coast to Sanford to downtown Orlando, and between 4, 5, and 6, it advances on over into Brevard County, and 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it leaves to the open water. Some of the storms, though, could be rough. We're going to be marginal for severe tomorrow to a slight enhanced chance. Overnight low tide in Orlando is 70, partly cloudy. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
All right. Daytime high tomorrow is going to zoom with that wind. High tomorrow close to 90. Rain chances are 80%. Come look at the week ahead. Tomorrow's daytime high is 89. Rain, 80% chance you're going to see it. Then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, That's easy living right there, gang. 81 Friday, 82 Saturday, 85 on Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Look, awesome. We're coming to you live on First Street in Sanford. I'm right across the street from you guys. It has been marvelous out here. If you can ever get over here to Wonder Maid and eat some of those marshmallows, can't recommend them enough. I'll see you tonight at 11.
Well, we didn't get those, Tom. That's the benefit of being across the street.
Yeah.
You're right
So
there, being
there
able to
you
get
go.
How
marshmallows.
about walk
and
on
everything.
over with some marshmallows?
I win.
Thanks, Tom. All right, so like most of Central Florida, Sanford is also booming.
Yeah, of course. Self-proclaimed news fanatic Sylvia told us what surprised her most about Sanford after moving here from New York.
The people. The people are friendly. No matter who you meet, they'll talk to you, and I kind of like that. Coming from New York, we do not talk to each other. We nod and keep on moving. So, that's just the way it goes. We came out to support News 6 and support the people who live down here in Sanford. We knew it would be on the plaza. I think it makes the people feel very proud that you're here. And then I'm very happy to meet all of you. Okay, I am a news fanatic, and I'm an insider.
Ooh, we love to hear it, insider.
She said the magic words.
She did. Say insider. We're perking up. That's awesome. And I think she shares the same thoughts as a lot of people I've talked to. The same thing, where it's just people are just so nice. You come on down here. It's really easy to find someone to interview.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so willing.
Yeah, because we're out here for
awesome.
a good cause too. Yeah.
And when we asked you to tell us what's so special about 32771, a lot of you were really happy to share.
Yeah, you were. So we will share some of your comments and we'll reveal our next Hits the Road destination. That's when News 6 at 6:30 continues. Stay with us. We are back in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to News 6 at 6:30. One of the best parts of hitting the road is talking to our loyal viewers.
That is for sure. So News 6 anchor Julie Broughton and I spoke to several people, including a couple who drove here from another county.
You came out to say hi to us. What do you think about us being out here today?
Oh, it's wonderful because all I've been able to do is watch you on a screen, and now to see you in person, wow, that's exciting.
What did you say when we first met today? You were like, we've known each other for
Oh,
years.
well, I first said you've been in my house for years. So it's about time we met, you know.
We drove down from DeLand.
Oh my gosh!
And we actually came to Sanford just to see you guys. And you are my wife's favorite person. And Tom is, of course, everybody's favorite person.
Because we share something in common.
We do. Apple Watch. You got to turn it this way.
This way.
No, this way.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, like you're going to talk on it.
I can't.
Dick
Wait, are we
Tracy,
talking?
baby.
No.
Dick Tracy.
I'm going to call you right
Okay.
after this. Okay, David? All right. Thank you.
I finally get to see the people that I see on TV in person.
Yeah.
And I love you guys, and I love that you met Drew Barrymore, and I love just watching all of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you said something about I'm your favorite earlier.
Yes, yes, you are. You are. You are definitely my favorite.
Don't let me feed you lines.
And
or
I love
anything.
to listen to Matt say his live from whatever.
Oh, give me your best live. Give me your best Matt Austin live on a.
He says,
"Yeah,
here we are live," and I always see you smile after he said that.
It's my favorite
Yes,
thing. I
it's
love
funny.
it. She was so good. Oh my gosh, I couldn't get enough of them. So, all right. So here's the big reveal. Where are we heading next? Montverde is our next hits the road destination. Already we're hearing concerns about speeding. Others have raved about Montverde Academy and Bella Collina.
Bella Collina is like Italy in Florida. And we want to know more about the 34756 zip code. That'll eventually roll off the tongue.
Right off.
Go to clickorlando.com/hitstherroad right now. Let us know what you'd like us to cover. We're looking forward to our next destination, but we have really enjoyed Sanford.
Do we have to go?
I know.
Yeah, we got to go.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, John's like, we got to go. Yeah, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. We'll be back in the studio tonight at 11. See you.